we're going to start the study. And where we at is Matthew 5:18. Get him a Bible. Yeah. Matthew 5:18. And I'm gonna break it down in the English, but let's go through it, because what we're talking about is the Torah. Yeshua's attitude towards the Torah. Was he anti-Torah? Did he come? He already said he did not come to lipar, to move out the way the Torah, to gouge the Torah, to do any type of harm to the Torah. Okay? Lipar, bull, to bull, the Torah. Lo, lipar, Torah. I did not come to bull, to bully, to move out the way the Torah. This is what he's taught. Okay? So I'm going to believe what Yeshua said. His attitude was towards the Torah. He didn't come to do it no harm. And he in verse 18, it specifies it even more. I didn't come to destroy the Torah. I came to shalim, finish the purpose of the Torah. And that's where we're not clear about. What is the purpose of the Torah? Yeshua is going to show us now what the purpose of the Torah is. Okay? And we need to get this deep in our heart, because when you have purpose, you have power. When you have misdirected purpose, you have a perversion of power. Okay? All right? But this is our highest purpose. Our spiritual purpose must be accelerated above our practical purpose. You know, practical purpose is like, sister, I want to be a model. Okay, be a model, but learn to be righteous as a model. I want to be a doctor. Be a doctor. But let righteousness be the character manifested in you from your spiritual development, so that you can be a righteous doctor. See, there's nothing wrong with being doctors and models, actors. It's nothing wrong, as long as we emanate a character that is in line with the name of Yahweh. Okay? So he says here, emit, in truth. I, Omar, saying. Okay. Now understand when he says in truth. He just said I didn't come to lipar the Torah, to do it any harm. Okay. So now he's being more emphatic. He's saying in truth. Emit means a firm and a confirmed action. Or what I'm saying to you is a firm, factual statement. Okay? I want you to know emphatically that I didn't come to do the Torah any harm. Okay? Don't let nobody deceive you and say the Torah has been abolished. Okay? This kills that. Just that word there. Be'emit. Be'emit. Okay? In truth. Okay? I saying to you, plural. You is in the plural form. So he's speaking to more than one. Ki means like for or because. Okay. Continue. Od for continue. Hit talk. Okay. Continue heaven and earth. Okay. For in truth, be'emit ani omar likim ki od. Shamayim ve'eretz. Continue heaven and earth Okay. Okay, get that down. Uh, Ot means a sign. Ekat, one. Ve, ne, that's a plural meaning they. Kodah means to burn, to consume. Okay. Burning with this article here, which is gives it like a continuous meaning. Burning, ekat, one, lo, not. So it would be saying, Yeshua is saying that in truth, I'm saying to you that heaven and earth continues, and sign not one sign, and they burning not you te batol, you destroy. Batol, that means to destroy, to hurt something. Destroy me ha Torah, from the Torah, or me ha nabeim, or from the prophets, Shah Hakol, so that all yit, that's a causative, okay, which is so that all cause fulfillment. So that all cause to be fulfilled. Okay? So that all cause to be fulfilled. Okay, now let's look at this. It's very important for us to understand so that we don't get caught up in this petty arguments about Torah. Petty arguments about the Torah and the prophets and Yeshua's attitude towards Torah and the prophets. Okay? So we need to understand what Yeshua's attitude was. Okay? A lot of disturbances today. We're going to keep going. Okay? Distractions, but let me keep my mind in the spirit. So Yeshua says, in truth, Be'emit, Ani Yomar Lekim Ki Od Shamahi We Aretz Ot Achat Ve Ne Koda Achat Lo Ha Bathal Micha Torah or Micha Naba Nebe Yim Shah Hakol Yit Ke Yim. Okay? So what is he saying? Let's get it right. He says, in truth, saying I to you, that heaven and earth will continue. And not one sign, or there will be none burning one. Okay? One ode. Okay? To destroy from the Torah or from the prophets, so that all shall be fulfilled, or by taking the whole Torah without any destruction. without any elimination of anything. And then bringing yourself into alignment with Torah in life, in thought, in action, to produce a what? Fulfillment. See, it is the Torah that causes fulfillment. That is a change of quality within yourself that take you from one level of character to another level of character. The causation of change is obedience to the truth. See? Yit keyim or yit keyam. The causation of character is obedience to the truth, and the commandments are the truth. That's what it says in Psalm 151. Psalm 119:51. Your commandments are the truth. Caiaphas said, reflecting on that, he said that we are purified through the what? The obedience of truth. So the commandments are the truth. We just need to understand what the commandments are and how through obedience we come into a fulfillment from a dysfunctional character to a functional character that produces the barak, the blessings, the barak, the blessings of Yahweh that he promised us in his covenant. You understand what I'm saying? So he says that, and they burning one not. Burning one what? One element of the Torah. Okay? Not one yod. Not one sign. Okay? Shall be batal. Shall be burnt or consumed. Now this goes a little deeper when you break it down in the more deeper dynamics of what burning and sign mean. But let's just stay general for now. Because I've learned over the years that even though we pretend to be so mature, that in reality we are mental, spiritual children. Yaladim. Okay? So let's just stay practical. That when you add anything to Torah, any other sign to Torah, intermingle it with the purity of the revelation that's in Torah, you keep the purpose of Torah, the character of Torah, from being fulfilled within you. So he's saying that not one sign of the Torah, not any, should burn or consume or to destroy any element of the Torah, so that all of the promises of Elohim that he gives us through obedience to the Torah might be fulfilled within us. It's as clear as day. There's no argument to this. Okay? So when he says, thou shalt not steal, taken up, okay, you need to understand what that means. Because he told the prophets of Israel that they stole the word from the people, that they might not be able to escape or to be delivered from their evil doings. Ain't that what they're doing in every church? They're not talking righteousness, they're talking prosperity. They're talking about the acquisition and the procurement of what? Material gain that is of the earth. Total opposite of what they're instructed in the New Testament. Yeshua, the Shalakim, the Apostle Paul said, set your mind on things above and not on things of the earth, but above. Think of the things of the Spirit. Conform your mind to a system of thinking that is comparable to the system and the thoughts and the desires and the intents that is from the Spirit. But they running around laying hands on cars and mansions talking about I name it and claim it. That ain't the word. That's some secular garbage that they've been taught by the Rashim in biblical terminology to make you think it is the word. But Yahweh hasn't sent them. Why? Because the true prophets of Yahweh teaches righteousness, a turning away from evil and the doing of evil. And the doing of evil is anything that is opposed to the Torah and Nabayayim, the prophets, and the law of Elohim. And so Yeshua said, if you want to fulfill the purpose and create in you that new man and that new character, you cannot destroy one sign. You cannot burn away one concept of Torah, but come into a true understanding and a proper understanding of the purpose of Torah and walk in it. And that purpose is revealed by the Spirit. Okay? Every ritual of the law has a celestial base of knowledge ingrained within it that you got to dig out. How do you dig it out? Get down on your knees and shakut before Elohim. Tefillah before Elohim. Call on him as the source of your knowledge, your wisdom, and revelation of his will, for his thoughts is higher than your thoughts. His ways are higher than your way. Simply reading a letter of the word and giving some monkey mimicry of it, and then put the name Hebrew on top, don't mean you are Hebrew. Because if it doesn't give you the power to cross over into a new dynamic and more honorable character that transcends the niggeristic character that we have been conditioned into, then that religion and that ideal of doctrine that you have derived from the letter of the word is in vain. It don't mean nothing. Okay? If you've been a Hebrew for 5 years and still have the same pattern of behavior that you had when you first begun, you need to re-examine whether or not you have a proper understanding of the commandments and the Torah, and are you appropriating them unto the transformation of the soul and the mind so that you can see more clearer and act in a clarity of righteousness that will produce a dynamic of change in you and in your environment and in your home. If you ain't got nothing but a ritualistic, aesthetic religion on the basis of a carbon-based understanding of the Torah and the prophets, then your religion is vain. Why do you have that? Because you will not sukkut, you will not bow down and accept that the source of proper knowledge is from Yahweh alone, and not from the manipulative thinking that you use to bring forth deducements of the word that only complements who you are and not who Yahweh is. Yahweh said, "Be holy, for I am holy." So I don't deduce from the word something that will confirm my character. I deduce from the word something that will reveal Yahweh's character so that I can assume it. I don't deduce from the word an ideal from the word to prove that Yahweh is a black man when he already said he's spirit. So you done messed up right there. Now you're trying to bring Yahweh down to your level. So now you're using the word to bring Yah to your level instead of you using the word to bring yourself to his level. And that's what it's there for. We are to ascend. Not bodily, but in character. In knowledge. in wisdom, in honor, in dignity, and in freedom. Uhuru Sasa, we used to say, freedom now, in the All-African Revolutionary Party. Uhuru Sasa, freedom now. I got tired of saying it because we're not doing anything to obtain political and social freedom. We're just having freedom now parties. Because I know what it takes to have political and social freedom. Mdando, or Dando, war. Engagement of those that have set you in a position of constriction where you cannot reach your highest potential. That's something in my throat. Excuse me. Okay? And when you say, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to be this, or I want to do this, and then 40 years later you still in the same position that you was when you first said it, that means you have been living in slavery, a constriction of ability that will not allow you to reach your highest potential unless you compromise and become a slave and have your hand out. Master, please, I need a grant. And then you put your mind and your education in the hands of somebody else. Somebody who has historically proven that they hate you. And you think you're going to come out well? You think you're going to come out with honor? No, you're just going to come out dressing better, but you're going to still be a same old plantation mentality Negro that you was when you started. You need to have the ability and the power to educate yourself, to choose your own education, to choose your own quality of practical education that you need in order to fulfill your goals related to your natural life. Now, in the spirit, it's the same thing. If somebody is constantly promising you heaven and you only see earth, then you need to recognize if what you're doing and what you're believing is not producing the promise, then what you believe in and doing has no power of fulfillment within it. And this is what we want. We want the power of fulfillment. And the power of fulfillment is caused through what? The pure ingestment and the proper ingestment of the understanding from Yahweh of the Torah and the prophets, and the appropriation of it, which will cause fulfillment, a change of condition that produces a condition that is promised by he who gave you the covenant, which is Yahweh Elohim. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all lost? Y'all understand? You getting anything out of this? Okay. So the question that you young ladies have to ask yourself, the question that you young men have to ask yourself, am I a female based upon the definition of my creator, or am I a female based upon the definition of my enemy? Am I a male based upon the definition of my creator, or am I a male based on the definition of my enemy? Of those that has me in a constricted state, of those that have me emotionally and mentally scarred, wounded, and battered, where I can't produce anything but the same recidivism of niggerism, ignorance, aesthetic oddity, walking around with your hair red, green, and yellow, talking about, well, it's just a new style. No, you look like a psychedelic chicken, a clown. Okay? Let's call it like it is. See, we got to stop pampering one another and call foolishness foolishness. Call what is a clownish clowning, and call these phony Hebrews phony. When you see that they're talking about building a nation but ain't picked up a brick. When they talk about supporting black business, and every time you see them, they going to Walgreens passing by Brother Mustafa's store. See, it ain't nothing but talk. We want to get to reality. We want to become men. We want to become women. We want to be people who are able to say, I want to do this, and then acquire the power from our Creator to do it. And if we don't have the power from our Creator to do it, then we need to question our spirituality and the way that we are worshiping Elohim, that is serving His will. Are we serving His will? Or are we serving the will of some antagonistic preacher who can't get over being hated by white folk, so he gonna create a doctrine to hate white folks in biblical terminology? Like I told somebody today at the earlier Sabbath, I don't hate white folks. I got nothing against them. I pity them. I pray for them, because they've been fooled into a doctrine that is destroying their souls. They just look good doing it. See? They got the money to live aesthetically. They got an aesthetic lifestyle that they call successful. So they delude themselves. I don't hate white people. I just won't worship them. See? I'm not going to treat them like they're superior. I'm not going to treat them like they're a god. I'm not going to treat them and mimic them as if I'm some puppet in the show. I'm a part of this show. Matter of fact, I'm a starring character. Okay? But I'm definitely not going to use the word to create a doctrine on the basis of how evil white folks is when I see black folk killing more black folk than white folks killing more black folk. When I see black folks exercising self-hatred more than the Ku Klux Klan is exercising hatred towards them. When I see black folks living in homosexuality, gangsterism, and thuggery against themselves, laziness, and compromise, and then you're going to think, I'm going to say, well, white folks is more evil than you are, or you are more good than white folks is when you're doing the same thing that they doing, and worse, because you do it against yourself. You go in your own community and tear it down. You make hoes out of your own women. So you're doing worse than them, because you're doing it to your own people. That makes you worse than them. No, I don't hate white folks. I love black folk. Love them enough to tell them the truth. You live in a despicable life as a community. You don't take care of your children. You don't honor your elders. You don't support your own businesses. You are a misnomer. And until you get off your butt to do something righteous on the basis of fulfilling the righteousness of the Torah, you ain't about nothing. Understand that. And all the talk and all the aesthetics and the long beards and big robe and the sitting in big chairs and talking Hebrew is not going to produce in you the quality of character and the change we need to bring fulfillment to the will of Yahweh. The only thing that will bring fulfillment to the will of Yahweh is a proper understanding of the prophets and of the Torah revealed by the Spirit, and the appropriation of it without fear or compromise to the system. That is the only thing that will do it. And anyone think different, anathema to you. I'll define it later. Okay? All right? Because I'm not going to live my life as an African in America playing this we okay game. When a 6-month-old baby laid in the casket last week because she was shot 5 times by some nigger shooting out of a car. And we okay? And then we don't even rise up to stop it. Because I already got the plan to stop it. I just don't have the men to help me carry it out. I need about 1,000. And we can stop it in about a month all over the country. Proper training for about 3 years. And then we go at it. Because we can end this surge, this war of niggers against black people. Niggers have declared war on black people, on African people. Niggers have declared war on us, and I'm declaring it back at them. Okay, but we're going to end here. We're going to end here. And Shalom Aleichem. Got a little cold or something brewing. Thank you for listening. Thank everybody for coming. I hope y'all got something out of this. A lot of disturbance going on today. That's my fault because we had to do 2 Sabbaths today, so we didn't have that tranquility and things taken care of, and like we should. But I'm sure the message, hopefully you'll get something positive out of it, divinely positive, and we can move on and break through the bondages of sin and iniquity that holds us from fulfillment. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Shalom Aleichem.